So the next question comes from Malik. Malik asks, how do I make relationships with people work? Again, another enormous question. I don't know how I'm going to try and fit this in to just a short few minutes. I'll do my best though. Well, first of all, we need to there are several options here. Because your question was so non-specific, I'm going to have to make some assumptions. So I'm going to say, if you meant this, this is it. If you meant this, this is it. So the first thing that I'd like to assume is this. If you are talking about the fact that you find it very hard to connect, to communicate with people, and that it's a very, like social situations, and being with people in fact makes you feel very uncomfortable, you feel very withdrawn, you have no confidence, and you lack the skills that you feel to really connect, and just people just seem to kind of distance themselves from you. If that's what's happening, we have to understand that what most people do when they are not good at social or people kind of skills or interactions is that they try to hide the fact that they're really uncomfortable and really at dis-ease with the situation. In other words, they put on an act that things are better than they are. And this is the thing, when you hang around people, most people are pretty good at sniffing out inauthentic responses. Even at an unconscious level, they'll just feel like, you know what, something isn't quite real about this person. And so what you've got to first do is you need the courage to really be open with the people that you're with, that how you're feeling about even being with them is really uncomfortable. And it's scary to you, it's intimidating, you don't feel confident, you want to be confident, you want to be skilled at this, you're asking them for just a little bit of patience, you just real with them around where you are. If that's available to you. Some people may say, whoa, Christian, that is so not available to me to do that with my work colleagues, I'll literally be laughed out of the room. In which case you have to ask yourself, do you really want to be with these people? Do you really want to befriend them? Do you really want to actually develop connections with people who don't give you the space to actually move through your discomfort and be real with it? So that's the first thing is, you know, share what's going on for you about that, rather than trying to put on an act that everything's okay, that somehow all is well with you when it's clearly not. Remember, when people pick up something that's inauthentic, it unconsciously puts them into defense because they won't feel safe around somebody who's not real. That's why they distance themselves from those types of people. Because remember, the only reason we choose to be with certain people and not others is that we have resonance with some people and not others. And what creates resonance? Safety. Safety, safety, safety. You'll notice there's a theme through these videos, isn't it? Safety is the key. Now, Malik, if in fact you're talking about a completely different situation, which is your emotions are way out of control, you've got a bad temper, you're arrogant, you feel like you kind of lose it with people, you don't have any patience, you're mean, spiteful, and just generally not a very nice person to be with, well, it's kind of natural then that people are going to distance themselves away from you because they're just protecting themselves, and why would anybody want to hang around somebody like that? Then you're asking me, now if that's the case, if you're asking, well, how do you get on with people when that's the case, well, you really need to actually forget about people skills and work on self. And work out what's going on within self that is generating such turbulence, emotional, energetic turbulence that is putting out that frequency and energy that's very disconnecting for people. I would say, you know, let's get your stuff sorted out first. Now, it could be a third option, and the third option is simply this. Sometimes life generates in us a frequency that just pushes people away, not because there's something wrong with us, but because we're ready to now be with different people. That we have to in fact let go of a certain type or a certain collective or group or tribe because we're now ready to move to, not to something better to make it better or worse. It's just that sometimes, you know, sometimes we just move through life and we release certain people, old friends, colleagues and people, in order to open ourselves up to new people. And it's completely natural. And in fact, it's our own guidance putting that frequency in. And in other words, it's just a way that life supports us to evolve and to grow. Now, how can you tell when it's just your stuff pushing somebody away, or whether it's just fact life telling you, no, these people are no longer meant to be in your life? How do you know? Well, it's a skill called discernment. Discernment is your ability to tell when it's in fact your stuff, your conditioning, or in fact your truth in your heart. And unfortunately, that skill can't be learned by yourself. You can't learn that by reading a book. You can't learn it through listening to me on a video. It can only be learned in a very self-reflective group environment where the actual purpose is to come into awareness through real, strong, clear, and accurate feedback from other people. And that's how we learn discernment, is by really watching ourselves and noticing when we interact with somebody and having somebody giving their spontaneous truth as to what they felt as you shared it. So you can begin to learn how your interaction and how your communication is affecting another. And of course, most people don't do that in real life. You need to go into an actual space where that thing is actually done and guided by somebody who really knows what they're doing. You know, this is what I found, is that people do not learn these skills naturally. We didn't get taught them in school. We definitely didn't get taught them when we were young in our families. It's something we have to learn as a continuing education. And that's basically what I do. I offer these events and services and products so that people can begin to actually learn the skills of discernment, to come into their bodies and feel safe, to actually experience deep, profound, intimate connections. And you know, and this is why I'm doing this. Ultimately, this is why this is August and this is Relationship Month, is because I want to inspire you to come into this work. Because if you have a passion for developing incredible relationships with people, if you have a passion for coming into self-awareness and growing and becoming more than you thought you could be, then we're on the same path. Then I'm just inviting you to join me in a way that I know works very, very effectively and creates results in a very, very quick and fast way. Anyway, that's it for today. Malik, I hope that I shone some light of awareness to your question. And if I did, and for those people who enjoyed it, please just leave a comment below and share this with your friends. As I always say, you know, share it with Twitter, share it on Facebook, email it out to people. Your support is much appreciated. And also, if you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, just go to loverelationshipsandyou.com for more information and to register. Be gentle with yourselves, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.